Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm part of a team that's going to show you how to inoculate an American elm against Dutch elm disease. My teammates are...
I'm Sally.
Hey, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Joel.
The way we inoculate is to take this nib, get it into the tree, and connect it to this capsule, which has the fungicide, and break a seal right there. Connect the two to allow the fungicide to flow into the tree. The tools that we need to do this inoculation are at least 2 cordless drills, one with a 11/64 inch bit, the other with a 5/8 inch bit.
Always make sure you've got your safety goggles on.
We need a pad if your knees don't like the ground. We need pliers. Rubber gloves are optional. A jar of soapy water if you do a tap and cap, which we'll explain later. Fungicide to spray off the drill. A rubber mallet or plastic mallet. And preferably use a big bucket such as this to carry your tools around from tree to tree. It makes it a lot easier. How do we know what trees to inoculate? You look for this tag on the tree in your sector, and in particular look in the lower left-hand corner in the number of caps square. It tells you how many capsules the tree will require. We inoculate in the feet of the tree, these root flares. We do not inoculate through this thick bark or dead wood or recesses. Look for the feet. First, you count out the number of caps called for on the tag, in this case 30. You'll be provided with a carton, many cartons, of the inoculant. One thing that's nice to know is the capsules are in 5 rows of 10 each. So there's 2 rows of 50. So it's very easy to count out. If you keep that in mind, you can just subtract, say, 20 and then haul the rest of them out. Or you can leave the capsules right in the box if you do the drill out method. This cap comes in each box, and in Joel's left hand is a plastic bag that you just leave by the tree for putting the capsules in later when they're empty. Okay, the first step is to use the 11/64 inch drill at about 90 degrees and no less than 45 degrees, about 3/4 of an inch deep, until fresh wood comes out. And then ream it a couple times to make sure it's clear of debris. Immediately insert a nib into the hole and tap it in gently until it stops. The reason the nib gets placed into the tree immediately after the hole is drilled is that the hole tends to disappear. The tree will close up on it, or because of the dark bark, you just can't find it if you leave it alone for a minute or so. In the meantime, a second team member, in this case Jerry, will drill out the barrel to break the seal on the capsule by inserting the 5/8 inch drill right in the mouth of the barrel and drilling down. Now you see that we've put more than one nib into a root flare, which is perfectly okay. In general, you want to space them fairly evenly as possible around the tree. The next step is to connect the barrel of the drilled out capsule to the nib. Connect the capsule to the nib and press down on the plunger until you hear the click, and the sure sign that the inoculant is flowing is you'll see bubbles rising up through the fluid. Another way to connect the capsule to the nib is what we call tap the cap. First, insert the barrel into the soapy water and then use that PVC, white PVC thing. The tap the cap method is a little more difficult, takes a lot of practice than the drill out method, but it's certainly a viable way to do it. Okay, and the last step is to spray the drill that goes into the tree before you go to the next tree with that drill, so that just in case the tree that you inoculated has Dutch elm disease, you don't spread it to the next tree. We take the sign down and take it with, so we can use it again next year. For cleanup, all we do is pull out the capsules from the tree, hopefully with the nib. Sometimes they come apart like that one just did. If that's the case, you use a pair of pliers, Joel.
I've been lifting a lot of weights.
And the spent capsules and nibs go into the garbage bag, and you just leave it by the tree to be disposed with your garbage. The cartons, once they're empty, you leave them by the tree for recycle later, pickup. And that's an elm inoculation. We really appreciate the volunteers like this team right here coming out to help our neighborhood.